Quality of life that I'm experiencing is amazing. I never really let my pain stop me. I always just kind of pushed through, put that smile on, and I was going to live that full life no matter what. I really didn't realize how much my muscle fatigue and how much my pain actually made me kind of have to sit on the sidelines
Yeah.
and really get to experience joy, but not fully experience it because you always have that, pain in your back or
Yeah.
whatever it would be. So within the first hour and a half of taking the first pill, I started to feel like a tingling in my hands and I was like, it's all in your head, Danielle. Like there's no way it's
Yeah.
working this fast, right? But
Yeah.
I had fine motor muscle strength. Like within the first hour and a half, I was able to open a jar of mayonnaise and without having to like use my teeth or, a fork to get into the mayonnaise. And for everybody, it seems like such a simple task. But
Yeah.
for me, it was just that little bit of independence of just freezing and being like, did that just happen? And
Wow.
then really getting to explore the fun of like, oh, I just walked up a flight of stairs and didn't use my arms. Or, I have a 4-year-old and he's asked me to play on the floor with him. And I didn't hesitate to get down on the floor and play dinosaurs because it wasn't a question of like, well, will I get back up? Will I?
Wow.
So there's been a lot of like the fun things, but then there's been a lot of amazing moments that have just improved my quality of life emotionally. Being able to be the one that the kids call in the middle of the night
Mhm.
because you can go to the crib and pick up my youngest, or,
Yeah.
I can put him in the bath and do that all by myself. One of my favorite moments to experience now is I don't need my husband's hand for support to hold me up in terms of not falling or walking off a curb. We can just be partners and we can just
Yeah.
hold each other's hands. And that feels so cool to not have to like think about the ground and what if it changes and what if he's not there, right? And so
Yeah.
that's been amazing.
What a freeing experience. And the things like when you say opening the mayonnaise jar, stuff that we take for granted. And as mothers, some of the chores, which we should never feel like a chore, you're feeling so much joy in them. And it makes me think, okay, wait a second. I have to be a little more joyful about these tasks that we take for granted.
Yeah, it's been crazy, Andrea. Even for my husband to say something like, I'm just going to run to the hardware store and not have this immense fear of like,
Mhm.
what happens if I can't keep them safe? Like, what happens
Yeah.
if the 4-year-old is getting fast, he runs. And
Yeah.
so being like, there was always you lived with this fear of like, what if I can't do that? Right. And
Yeah.
now it's like, okay, go to the hardware store. Right. Like,
Yeah.
I'll see you when you get back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been incredible getting to experience that.
And mentally, it must free up so much stress. Like you must feel less anxiety. Like if you choose to hold your husband's hand now, it's a choice. It's not a dependent thing, right? That's got to be so freeing mentally.
Absolutely. It really is. It's freeing and it's like fun to get to experience all of this, right? It's
Yeah.
it's fun to go to the park with the kids and, run in a field with them and play. Like just a couple weeks ago I played What Time Is It, Mr. Wolf? And
Mhm.
like I caught them. And that was like the funnest thing. And they were all like, "Wait a minute. This is no longer fun. Like we're used to getting away from mom. Like this is what's happened here." So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So happy for you. So you have a busy household, lots of children, and I noticed on your website and your resume you lead with mother first, and I love that. That resonates with me because I feel the same way. I'm like, I'm nothing if not that. So tell me
Absolutely.
about your kids and your family life.
So yes, busy is an understatement in this house.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful blended family. So I have a 15-year-old. That's Callum. He's a boy. Ella is 13, and then we have Corbin, who is 4, and Samson, who is 16 months. So
Wow.
we like to say we have temper tantrums in every age category right now. And we love every minute of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they keep us busy. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Mother is who I am absolutely first. I mean, it challenges me to be my best every day, even, early in the morning or the middle of the night, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just, you're sorting out schedules and figuring things out and just, having fun while we're doing it.
Yeah. What has motherhood taught you?
I think it's really taught me to just be okay asking for help for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It's for sure taught me that it's awesome and incredible to have a support team around you when you can, pick up the phone and call your mom and just say like, what did you do in this case? Or, really lean on your friends. It's also taught me that it isn't at all going to look like what's on Pinterest. I'm not going to be
Isn't that the
one of
truth?
those. We're just going to wing it, and we're going to enjoy the moments as they come. And it's definitely taught me that you can plan as much as you want, and it's never going to go that way.
Now, for you having children, that is something that the doctors initially said may not happen for you, and that your life expectancy was maybe 30, 40 years. So the fact that you're having children and into your 30s, what does that feel like for you?
Yeah, it's amazing. So, definitely growing up my whole life, there was never an answer. Never, I always challenged the doctors. I knew in my heart that that was one title that I wanted. I wanted to be a mom. So I would ask, what would this look like? And I would never get a straight answer because they just didn't know.
Yeah.
They would tell me, sometimes, living with a neuromuscular disorder, your heart can be affected, your lungs can be affected. Sometimes you get pregnant and your symptoms get really worse. So we don't know, what that would look like. We don't know how you would handle that. So, or how your body would handle that. So it was always really challenging, really difficult. But I knew that I wanted to do that. I knew that that was something that was really important to me. And so, it's incredible when you really get to enjoy those moments. But with this treatment, it's really been amazing to experience, what I am going to be around. I am, I'd always hold my babies and never think about the future because I never wanted to think about, what it might mean if I'm not here. Right. And I knew that whatever age that happened at, they were going to know what it felt like to be loved so much in that time.
Yeah.
And having that conversation with my husband was hard to be able to say, I really want to have kids and I really want to be able, to talk and to do this, but what if I'm not here? And just
Right.
having that leap together and saying, we're going to make the best of it right now.